Trent Bradshaw, Brandon Rogers, Bradshaw Financial Planning, and Mind Your Money. Today is June 23rd, 2021, and we're going to talk about the recovery today, actually where we stand and some of the data, and we're really going to dig down a little bit. Secondly, Brandon's going to talk about the portfolios and what we potentially could see heading into the third quarter. We may change mid-quarter potentially, so we'll take a look at that. All right, let's jump right in. First slide I want to bring up is just kind of the data points that we've been following in regards to how's the recovery going. So you'll look at the weekly high frequency data that we follow. Some of these you've heard of, initial jobless claims, but also box office receipts, talking about the theaters, looking at the railcar traffic, so forth. Pretty much on this chart, what I want you to focus on though is we're comparing 2021 to 2019 when things were normal. From that standpoint, you can see on the right hand column there's still a lot of red numbers. Basically what that's saying is, yeah, the recovery is going great. We're starting to pick up activity in a pretty rapid pace.
Yeah, it's going the right direction.
But still, we got a long way to go, and that's what the red numbers are representing. We got a long way to go to get back to where we were in 2019. But let's dig down. Let's look at the initial jobless claims. On this chart, you'll see 2019 is the gray bar, the orange bar is going to be 2020, and then blue is going to be 2021. Really what we want to focus on is the blue bar, or the blue line, excuse me, and also the gray line. We want to compare where we're at compared to 2019. Well, initial jobless claims, as you can see, is starting to decline back to normal where we were. So that's a good thing, that's a positive. But we also want to look at continuing jobless claims, not just what we're reporting every week, but what does the continuing jobless claims, people that are still out of the workforce, where's that headed? Well, as you can see, this blue line is drifting down again, similar to the gray line. The gray line being 2019, so we're drifting, not quite there yet, but also improving. So continuing jobless claims have come down pretty substantially, and they're headed in the right direction.
Yeah, hopefully once some of this extra government help stops, hopefully that gap kind of closes.
That's what we were expecting, what we were talking about on the last video that we did. You know, obviously people are going to have to get back to work. We're hoping that blue line accelerates on the downside, gets back to normal where we were in 2019.
Yeah. So the kind of deeper dive we'll look at on these next couple slides is looking at the hotel occupancy. Obviously this is going to be travel related. So as you can see, that is drastically, got annihilated in 2020 for obvious reasons, but it's having a pretty good sharp increase looking at 2021 compared to 2019.
It's looking good. We're getting back to normal.
That one's closing the gap too. So that's definitely good. When you look at the rail car traffic, again, this is all about transportation, movement of goods and services. That's obviously a massive indicator that we look at as well.
And the beauty is we're back to normal on that one.
Yeah, it's touching it. We're there. So that's fantastic. So obviously, if you haven't been able to have some of these goods out in the stores, you've seen some of the shelves barren. Hopefully that gap is closed and things will try to get back to normal on that.
Right.
And then going into travel again, the TSA checkpoint, obviously it's a big indicator of how many people are going through the security line. So obviously travel and airlines has changed forever probably, but that line is starting to increase, getting closer to the gray line from 2019. Still got a ways to go, but again, from our people that we work with in the industry that are pilots, they're definitely seeing those planes filling up and these tickets booking. So that's
they're also struggling with workforce right now. Lately I've been seeing some flights being canceled, yeah, right. And it's not because the demand's not there. It's just we don't have the workforce to supply it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's unfortunate.
The next one we got here is talking about Open Table. If you've ever looked at the app Open Table, basically it's reservations for the restaurant industry. What you're seeing here is the blue line is ramping up. So people are going back out to eat. They're a little bit more comfortable than what they've been in the past. Obviously the vaccines have helped that, and numbers coming down. But we're getting back to normal. We're back to that even line where we were in 2019, which is great news for the restaurant industry. To follow that up, we've got the weekly retail sales. Weekly retail sales, you'll see the blue line again, ramping back up, heading in the right direction. That means people are getting back out and shopping.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that's a good overview of kind of the indicators that we follow and look at, and that kind of leads us into our next trades coming up in July 1st. So that's, again, we'll have the quarterly reallocations at that point in time. Really what this data is kind of telling us, and other resources that we follow, is basically saying, hey, growth is maybe slowing. So in that case, we probably would transition away from the financials holdings that we have, maybe go to more to utilities. Again, think about dividend paying stocks. So again, that's for right now, that's what's on the table, but we'll certainly keep everyone posted.
And we could see that transition not exactly in July. It could be later in the summer, maybe mid-August, something of that sort. But we definitely are going to watch these macro trends and make the adjustments in the portfolio.
So yeah, so not a ton of change probably coming up, but we'll still stay focused and stay on top of it. Just excited about hopefully people getting back to work and helping everything out. So
good news is economy's still recovering.
Yeah, still going the right direction. So again, thank you for joining us today. Again, we'll be back in touch soon with the reallocation updates. Again, follow us on social media. The podcasts are out there. Everybody seems to be loving those. So make sure you check those out on every major platform. But again, it's Brandon Rogers and Trent Bradshaw. Mind your money.